I want to talk about how we can become better human beings by changing the way that we think about failure. If you're anything like me, learning a new skill can be really painful because it's hard to draw the line between failure and me being a failure, like making identity meaning out of the failure. And so in this video, I want to talk about a way to think about failure that can make it into an ally, not an enemy. So for this purposes of this video, this is going to be a contact juggling ball. If you're not sure what contact juggling is, it's the act of manipulating an object in space in such a way that it can look like it's floating or create the illusion of floating. And while this is not actually a contact juggling ball, it is a dog toy that I found. For the purposes of this video, it will serve. So I have always loved to pick up skills, but it can be very painful, like I said, in the beginning processes. I'm using contact juggling as an example for this story because you can actually see the process that I'm talking about with failure, but this same process will apply to any skill that you want to learn in any context, I promise. So contact juggling, when you're first starting to learn, it's a lot about understanding manual dexterity. And the thing is, you actually can't avoid dropping the ball in the beginning because you just don't have the dexterity yet to capture the ball, right? But there's more reasons than that. And also, to set the framework for this, you've got to understand that an actual contact juggling ball is 3 inches of solid plastic ball. And the reason I say that is because that means when you drop it on a hard surface, it will go clack, 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 and run away. And I have to chase after it to get the thing back. Meanwhile, every person that is within earshot is staring at me and wondering what the hell that loud sound was. It's a very embarrassing process, which is important because that also is very motivating to stop dropping the ball as quickly as possible. And what's cool is, as you practice the skill, maybe I had to chase it 20 feet the first time. And then after a little while, it was 18 feet, and then 13 feet, and 10, 5, 4, until ultimately I'm dropping the ball, but I'm not ever like actually losing the ball. It's always falling back into my sphere of awareness, right? And then as you get better and better at the dropping of the ball and it becomes closer and closer to you when you drop it, I started to realize that what's actually happening when I'm contact juggling is that I'm constantly dropping the ball, but I've gotten so good at anticipating where the ball is going and understanding the feel of the ball that it never leaves my control. I'm constantly controlling where the ball rolls, and it is always falling. So the cool thing about this is that I can now take this idea of dropping the ball and make it a part of the process. In other words, I didn't learn to contact juggle despite dropping the ball. I learned to contact juggle because of dropping the ball. And this same thing is true for any skill that we want to learn, like whether that be social skills or financial skills, anything at all that you want to do. Understand up front, make a commitment up front that you are going to fail and that it is not important to remove the failure from the process, but that actually it is important to fail so that you can succeed. This was a mind-blowing concept for me. I hope that this helps you to rethink the way that we relate to failure, because I know that one of the hardest things about learning a new skill is that failure, especially when the failure has to happen necessarily in front of other people. Social failure is, I think we're evolutionarily hardwired to just avoid it at all costs. So if you want to learn social skills, or you want to learn public speaking skills, or you want to learn anything else that you have to do in front of other people and you're gonna fail, it can be very painful. But if we change our relationship with the way that we think about failure, we can actually become pretty good at it. So I hope that this helps you to learn new skills. I would love to hear some ways that you have failed and it has helped you to develop skills in the past. So if you want to share those, please share those in the comments. Otherwise, if you like the video, please like the video and then subscribe if you want. There's more coming. Thanks.